to take a break from work, school, or just the daily grind and plan your next great vacation getaway. It's worth some time and some research and organizing, of course. Renowned travel expert Peter Greenberg joins us to offer some tips and the best advice for a memorable trip. Welcome to the show, Peter.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so it's all about traveling smarter. Where do we begin?
Well, we begin actually at the beginning. When you make your actual reservations, most of your listeners and viewers would make the mistake, as I've made in the past, of just going online. We've been steered to do it. We've been conditioned to do it. We're culturally inclined to do it. But here's the problem. Only 52% of the inventory is online. It's only what the travel providers want to make available. So when you're doing that at 2 o'clock in the morning in your bathrobe and hitting all those keystrokes and being happy that you're not talking to anybody, the problem is you do need to talk to somebody. Have a conversation with an airline, hotel, cruise line, or a travel agent, because what they're seeing on their screen is not what you're seeing on yours. Because if you just go based on what you're seeing on your screen, you're disenfranchising yourself from 48% of what's actually out there, not just in terms of rate, but also in terms of value.
Wow. All right, so you're planning to leave and you get another one of those State Department travel alerts. A terror threat is high. Do you cancel your trip? How do you respond?
Well, 9.5 times out of 10, you don't cancel your trip, although most Americans would, because the three words State Department advisory have a negative connotation, and it's not fair. They used to be applied only selectively to other countries that might be challenged. Now the State Department's changed the system. They're now applying it to all 196 countries around the world under a 4-tier system. Level 1 would be travel with normal precaution, whatever that means. Level 2 is travel with increased precaution. Travel 3, my goodness, that's reconsidered travel. By that point, you're digging a hole somewhere. And level 4 says do not travel, which most Americans think is a law or a rule or a requirement. It's none of the above. You need to apply some good perspective here. First of all, you got to read the advisories and then realize that we're painting with a very broad brush here. It's fear-based decision making. For example, there are a number of states in Mexico that are now categorized by the State Department as Category 4. Well, let's look at one of them, Sinaloa. You know what's in Sinaloa? Mazatlan. I was just there 3 weeks ago. I'm still alive. I wasn't threatened. I wasn't feeling unsafe or in any kind of danger. And yet, you're putting Mazatlan in the same category as Syria, Yemen, and Afghanistan. So it's not really fair. Remember, my metric of where I won't go is only where nobody's in control. So would I go to North Korea tomorrow? Actually, I would. I know who's in control. Would I go to Syria tomorrow? No, I wouldn't. Would I go to Camden, New Jersey tomorrow? Now we're pushing it. But the bottom line is, be smart travelers. Not only do you look at the U.S. State Department advisories, look at the British Foreign Office advisories, what they're telling their own citizens. It's actually better information more often than not.
All right, it's great advice, Peter. So you've been around the world and back again. What's one item that you never leave home without?
Well, I'm going to surprise you. It's duct tape.
Oh.
Yes, it's duct tape. Yeah, I told you I'd surprise you. It fixes everything, and you have it at your disposal. Every time I travel, I'm the most popular person on the plane or in the hotel or on the cruise line, because I've got something that can fix your problem just because I brought along some basic duct tape. It works every time.
All right, I'm going to borrow that one from you. So is there a particular region or area you recommend this time of year for vacation?
Well, remember, it's not just rate, it's value, but I mentioned Mexico already. I'll be going back to Mazatlan again in about 3 weeks. Then there's Portugal. Portugal is the kingdom of a dead empire. You know, you ask the Portuguese, hey, what's going on? They want to talk about Vasco da Gama. I forgive them, but here's the deal. Great history, high standard of living, low cost of living, great food. There's Malta, only an hour-and-a-half flight from Rome. So if you're going to go to Italy, keep going. And last but not least, the big surprise of all, I just did my new PBS special there, Rwanda. Here's a country that most people, when you think of Rwanda, think of the worst genocide in our lifetime. That was 24 years ago. They've had the most remarkable transformation of any country I've ever seen. They're now the cleanest and safest country in Africa, the most environmentally responsible, and let's not forget the mountain gorillas. So you got 4 or 5 really good choices there. A lot of places in Mexico, Portugal, Malta, and Rwanda.
All right, you make me want to hop on an airplane. Peter, where can we find some additional information?
Well, it's going to sound self-serving until I explain it. My website, petergreenberg.com. We are not transactional. We're not selling anything. It's free. It's information-based, and we update it every day because, as we're talking about right now, travel is front-page news.
Very good. Thanks so much for being here on CT Style.
You got it.
All right.